Hi friends, let's dye some yarn. I'm going to try a new technique today that I saw online, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. We're going to dye some sock yarn, and I've got one of these special skeins that are for self-striping socks. They have several ties like this, and it's a thinner skein because it's so much longer. And yeah, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do, but we're making self-striping yarn today. But first we need to soak it as per usual. Let's soak the yarn. I got one of these reusable zip ties. I'm adding that to my skein or my hank of sock yarn, like so, just to make it easier to grab it out of the soaking water. I'm adding about a tablespoon of citric acid to the water that I'm going to be soaking the yarn in, and I've got 2 measuring cups, each with 2 liters of cold water. So I'm just gonna add that in, and the second one. There we go. And let's move the tub a little closer, and I'm just adding in the yarn. Just squeezing it down to make sure it gets completely soaked. There we are. Now I'm going to let it sit for at least 30 minutes, and then we'll be ready to paint. Okay guys, I have squeezed some of the water out of the sock skein. Now this is really, or actually twice as long, but I've chosen to go for double. And I have got several of these old yogurt containers that have dye mixes in them from earlier projects that I'm going to finish off now. And what we're doing, entering unknown territories here, I'm going to add Sodium Alginate, which is a thickening agent that you can have in food, and add it to the dye to make it thicker. Now I've never done this before. I have no idea how much to put in, but here goes nothing. I'm thinking I'm gonna start off with like half a teaspoon. I'm just gonna add that in there. Oops. And now we stir. See if we can get this to dissolve. Is it getting thicker? Maybe, yeah. It's it's giving me lumps. I should probably be stirring more vigorously, possibly even when adding it. So let's try that. I will add some more. Okay, I'm going to stir up a storm here. And I'm going to, no. Well, something's getting thicker. It's kind of lumpy though. But it's not quite as liquid as it was. It's entirely possible that this needs to sit for a while. But let's be brave and daring. And, oh, I need more hands. More stirring. It's kind of hard to tell how much is needed. Maybe we should try the mixer thing. All right, I've been finagling a bit. I have added in some more alginate. I think I'm up to 2.5 teaspoons right now. Used my trusty milk frother whisker to try to dissolve things. Helped somewhat. It has a thicker consistency now, I think. So let's just try it and see what we got. Oh, this is thick. You see that? Oh, this is weird. Really, really weird. Just gonna put that down there. It's like painting with Jello. But it's not runny, at least. Now I'm just gonna paint willy-nilly here and there. I'm not going for you know, accurate placement this time. I'm just gonna get some paint on it. Let's do the other side as well. We can turn it later, maybe that's easier. This is interesting for sure. But like I said, it's not really runny, which was the whole point of this. Interesting. I just need to figure out how to best use the sodium alginate, the thickening agent, so I get it to dissolve properly. Probably should have Googled it, watched a few videos, perhaps. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna continue painting with this yellow and I'll get back to you when I get to the other color. First set of stripes are done, and it doesn't run as much when you use this, but it is a bit messy still, and I do have to flip the yarn to make sure I get color everywhere. But other than that, quite a fun process. So I'm going to attempt to, excuse me, I need to rinse my hand. Got some dye on my fingers. Next up, we are going to add some, thickening agent to this color. Ooh, look at that. That could be interesting. It's a lot more of that color. So I think I'll probably add in 3 teaspoons, maybe. Let's try that. And let's get the mixer. Just gonna put it in there. And let me put it here so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm going in with 3 teaspoons right away. probably a better way to do this, to mix this, but this is what we're doing today. We are just trying out new things to see what we get. Can you see that? Kind of looks like slushy, to be honest. And I probably need a better whisker than this one, because this one is not very strong. I can tell it's having a few problems getting through this, but we'll get there. So I'm going to continue mixing this. We'll see what result I can get. I may have to add some more sodium alginate. We'll see. Ooh, there's a big one. Yeah, so I'm going to continue doing this, and then we will add this color to the yarn. Interesting. Okay, we have made, I'm not sure what we made here. There's a lot of lumps in here, but I don't think that matters. We've made goo, pink goo. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint. Like so. I mean, this, the lumps will wash out when we rinse the yarn, so I'm not too worried about that. Maybe they'll even melt when I heat set it. Entirely possible. It's a bit sticky. It's an interesting experience. So I'm just going to continue painting all the pink as well, and then we'll get ready to heat set it. I'm done. I don't know if I prefer this to just painting with dye diluted in just water. It's very sticky. It's, well, it isn't runny, of course. I may have been, it's possible that I would benefit from doing a bit more research on how to mix it into the water to avoid the lumps, but I don't think that would change much of the painting process. I had to flip it back and forth, which is, you need to do that even if you don't add the thickening agent into the dye. And yeah, so coming up we are going to fixate the color to the yarn, and I'm going to add, as you can see, I have put some Saran wrap underneath the yarn, and I'm going to add a layer on top as well. And we're going to make a neat little package and put it in the microwave for heat setting. Now we have our little package. I've got plastic wrapping on top as well, and I'm making sure to squeeze in between all the curves so that the top part of the plastic, this Saran wrap, will stick to the bottom. Then we'll keep all these curls of yarn separate from each other. So now we're just going to wrap this up to a package. Excuse me. There we go. And like so. I'm going to, excuse me again, to put the package in an old ice cream container, and we're going to run it in a microwave for, I think I'm going to do full effect for 1 minute first, and we'll see if it gets hot. There we go. I ran it for 3 minutes, 1 minute at a time, on full effect on my microwave. So now it is proper hot. Now I'm just going to let it sit and cool down until it is completely cool, and we'll be rinsing it. Very exciting. It's time to rinse our little bundle of joy. Oops, I got my rinsing tub here. Got some cold water in it. I'm going to add some more. I'll be using soak from my own. You don't have to use soak. You can use dishwasher soap, dish soap. You can use shampoo, whatever floats your boat. If you do want these, I do have the smaller bottles in my web shop, so feel free to check that out. Sorry, the water's a bit loud. Now, this is the exciting part. Let's see what we got here. I need to... Oh, this is wet. Let's unwrap this precious thing. It is very slimy, I would say. So I don't want to put it on my counter. I'm trying to hold it up in the air. But at the same time, I could just wash it off. Let's see if we can get inside here. There we go. That's what she said. Oh, this is very, very slimy. Let's see if we can wash that out properly. Oh, are we stuck here? Are we stuck? Question of the day. I don't think we are. We will find our way out. Almost there. There we go. Oh my. Okay, let's put that aside and we'll start rinsing. I should have put a zip tie on this one, I'm realizing. Let me rinse my hands up a bit. We will try to get one on there to make it easier to grab our skein when it comes out. As you can see, this turns into a complete mess. All right, where are we at? Okay, this is why you need a zip tie on. It helps when you're rinsing. Okay, it's feeling better already. So I am going to rinse this several times to make sure I get all that gooey stuff out. What are you doing? Why are you hanging like that? Okay, it's all right. But it's looking good. It's very pretty. Got the pink and the yellow. Looks very nice. So I'm going to be rinsing this until I no longer feel that stickiness in the skein. So I'm probably going to do this 2 or 3 times. Yeah, and I'll get back to you. My oh my, this one was quite a spectacle to try to untangle. And there's still a lot of tangles left in the skein. But I'm going to just let it dry, and then I'm going to be having a major detangling session while winding this yarn. But it wasn't too difficult to rinse out the sodium alginate, at least. And this is what we got. So I'm going to hang it to dry now, and we'll see what it looks like when it's dry. We made to the end of this one. This was a bit of a hassle, I have to say. It was fun to try. It was in some ways easier to paint when the dye was mixed with the sodium alginate. It made it thicker and not as runny. Well, it didn't run as much. Not sure it's worth the hassle though. And the sensation of the yarn when you were going to rinse it and it was like gooey, not quite my thing. And I also had a bit of bad luck. Here's the finished result, by the way. I had a bit of bad luck when rinsing because I wasn't quick enough to add in the zip tie again, and it made a mess. So it's a bit of a rough one, I'm afraid. It's very pretty though, but as you can see, it's a bit scruffy around the edges. So this one is for sure going to be interesting to wind up or to cake up. I'm probably going to have to do it by hand. Maybe I should do one of those ASMR videos and I'm just detangling yarn. But anyway, it is a really, really pretty result though. I really like that, and I do look forward to making something with it once I have managed to wind it into a ball of some kind. So yeah, interesting thing to try. Maybe not something I'm going to be doing on a regular basis, at least. I think hand painting yarn with just the dye powder diluted in water, it works just fine for me. So I'll probably be doing that from now on. But like I said, fun to try something new. And smile! We got a new yarn. That's it for this week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
You got me feeling good, right about your side. Lost in every move, riding down your smile. Baby, hold me tight, let me trace your line.